The scorching heat of the Sahara was the first thing that hit me. It wasn't the dry kind of heat you can simply sweat through, but a suffocating wave that wrapped itself around you like a curse. I never imagined leaving Nigeria for Europe would come at such a cost. I left Ajigonal with a small bag, a handful of naira, and a head full of dreams. The agent who promised to smuggle us to Europe spoke with confidence, assuring us it was a smooth journey. He conveniently skipped over the parts where we'd be herded into overcrowded trucks like cattle, or where survival was left entirely to chance. We left Kano in the dead of night, heading north toward Niger. The first leg of the journey was almost pleasant, with laughter and shared stories between strangers who had no idea what lay ahead. But once we reached Agadez, the reality of our situation hit me. The desert sprawled endlessly, golden dunes stretching beyond the horizon. There was no water, no shade, no mercy. The driver of our rickety truck yelled at us to hold on tight as he sped through the sand, trying to outrun the sun. Each bump sent us flying, each stop felt like eternity. We slept in abandoned huts, or just under the stars when we couldn't find shelter. Nights in the desert were hauntingly beautiful, but freezing. The same sand that burned my skin during the day was now ice cold, creeping into my bones. People whispered prayers in different tongues, hoping for strength, safety, and salvation. On the third day, we ran out of water. I will never forget the dry, cracked lips of a woman who begged for just one sip from someone else's bottle. She didn't make it through the night. The desert claimed her, like it had claimed so many before. When we finally crossed into Libya, relief washed over us, but only for a moment. Smugglers took us to a hidden camp, where dozens of migrants sat huddled under makeshift tents. The smell of sweat, fear, and despair filled the air. We were treated like currency, shoved around by armed men who spoke a language I couldn't understand. I stayed there for weeks, working odd jobs to earn enough to pay for the next phase of the journey, a dangerous trip across the Mediterranean. But even there, standing on the edge of Europe's promise, the sea became another obstacle. As I boarded a flimsy inflatable boat with over 80 others, I realized this wasn't just a trip anymore, it was a fight for survival. When I finally set foot in Italy, I felt no joy, only exhaustion. Europe wasn't the paradise I had dreamed of, but it was a second chance. I carry the desert scars with me still, but I also carry its lessons. Hope is stubborn, and survival is a story worth telling.